Everyone. I would like to extend a warm welcome to all of you for the launch of the Grand Prix Badminton League. It is a beautiful day today, great weather. While it may have been great fun to be outside, I assure you we're going to have a lot of fun in here. I would now like to invite CEO of BIT Sport, co-owner of Bengaluru Raptors in the Premier Badminton League, and the League Commissioner of the Grand Prix Badminton League, Prashant Reddy, to kick off today's events.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's an absolute honor to welcome you all to the official launch of the Grand Prix Badminton League. Thank you all so much for taking time off your busy schedules to be here today. This event and the league itself would not have been possible without the support, blessings, and help and hard work of a lot of people. I'd like to thank and extend a special welcome to the Karnataka Badminton Association President, Mr. Manoj Kumar, the Honorable Secretary of KBA, Mr. Rajesh Reddy, the Additional Commissioner of GST, Sudev Raj, members of the Executive Council of KBA, the Badminton Development Committee, the heads of the District Badminton Association in Karnataka, all are highly accomplished team owners, members of the news media, and Vimal sir, who is over here, always in the backseat, keeping a low profile. Thank you, sir. We have amongst us today several stars of Indian badminton: PV Sindhu, Shrikant Kidambi, Sai Praneeth, Chirag Shetty, Satvik Sairaj. Satvik was the first to come. Thank you, Satvik. Pranoy, Ashwini Ponappa, and Jwala Gutta. Thank you, Jwala. Thank you all for being with us today. So this event has really been several years in the making. It took us more than a year to get all the legal contracts and approvals to create this league, and almost over 6 months to get this awesome group of people to own teams. I want to thank Lomesh for introducing the league to the Bangalore chapter of the CEO Club. 6 out of the 8 teams in the league today are either owned by members of the CEO Club or have been possible because of their referrals. Thank you, Prashant Prakash, for supporting us and bringing on board Nikhil Kamath and Vijay and Chelve Gowda. I distinctly remember being so awestruck when I met Nikhil to talk about the league, and both Prashant and Nikhil said their only reason for wanting to do this was to help take badminton to the next level. But it all kicked off with Ankit Nagori being the first person to say, yes, I want to be a part of this league and I want to own the team and I want to do it with Ashwini. So thank you, Ankit. I also want to thank Rajesh, Raju, Ankit, Ravi, Shiv, and Shekhar Garissa for giving me valuable business advice that has greatly contributed towards shaping this league. Thank you very much. Last, but definitely not the least, I want to thank 2 people who have greatly encouraged, advised, and supported me always. PV Sindhu's dad, Mr. Ramana. So, he most likely made over 100 phone calls yesterday to turn all the necessary wheels to bring all the players here today. Without him, it would have been near impossible to get the who's who of Indian badminton to be here today. So thank you again, sir. I also want to thank Mr. Kapoor of Sunlight Sports. He's not here today, but he's always been skeptical about my ideas for badminton, but has never said no to anything I've asked of him. So he's not here, but I just want him to know that I thank him. Over the last few days, I've been racking my brain for how to best explain the origins of this league. Where did it start? What was I thinking? I finally came to the conclusion that the best way to start off anything is with the truth. A little melodramatic, but there is a true story, and I mean it. A couple of days ago, I was at KBA, planning the logistics and design of the event. Rajesh Reddy, the KBA secretary, was with me. I was just complaining to him about the challenges of organizing this league. I was telling him this is so hard, it's so difficult. I haven't even spent so much time on my own wedding trying to organize this. And he kind of said to me, how did you get into all of this? You're not a badminton player or a coach, so why sport of all things? Why badminton of all sports? I told him, I gave him a very weak answer. I said to him, I've played badminton all my life, and I love the sport. But I knew that was not it. I mean, over 350 million people in the world play badminton, and even more love the sport. But I kept thinking, I kept digging, and I traced this passion all the way to when I was probably 8 or 9 years old. Back then, along with the Hindu newspaper, we used to get the weekly edition of the Sports Star, India's first sports magazine. I would flip through the pages looking at the pictures of athletes. The centerfold was always the highlight. In one such edition, the centerfold was of Prakash Padukone. I was so amazed at the picture that it burnt right into my brain, and I remember it clearly as if it was yesterday. I tried to look through the archives of Sportstar to find it, but to no avail. The closest I could find was this. For some reason, the picture was framed in such a way there was no badminton racket, and the only picture that I could find which closely resembled this was of Jackie Chan. So I went up to my dad and I told him that I decided that I want to be like Prakash Padukone. He blessed my ambition and he said, shoot me away. The next day I went to school and I promptly enrolled in the school's karate program. For the next couple of years, I attended every single class like an eager beaver. See, this was me in action. And this was me at my peak. So, as you know, by this time you must have realized that Prakash sir was by this time I realized that Prakash sir was a badminton player, and because there was no racket, I thought for some reason because of his pose he was a karate champion. So by the time I realized it, the ship had sailed for me, and that was it. And that's the reason I couldn't become a badminton player, because Sportstar made the mistake of not putting a badminton racket. Otherwise, I probably would have been sitting over there. Luckily for me, I settled for the second best thing that I could possibly do, which is a software engineer in this country. So fortunately enough, over the years, I met Arvind in college in 1998, over 22 years ago. Through him, I've had the opportunity to get a ringside view to the awesome sport that badminton is. In 2017, we started a badminton academy, coaching academy. Went on to own the Bangalore Raptors team in the Premier Badminton League. Guided the team to the finals in season 3, won in season 4, and again in season 5. And here we are today. So I want to pause here to take a moment to celebrate how far Indian badminton has come since Prakash sir kicked off the movement.
Now, the crowning Mustang 44 minutes.
We've come a long way indeed, but to quote Robert Frost, we have miles to go before we sleep. You see, whenever I speak about badminton as a business, people roll their eyes. And then I launch into a lengthy monologue on how awesome the sport is. But it has very little impact. India has always been about cricket and now probably football. My hypothesis for this perception is because of how the sport has been portrayed by pop culture. If you don't believe me, take a look at this.
ढल गया दिन हो गई शाम जाने दो जाना है
So as you can see, the Players, Badminton Association of India, and several organizations have done a lot to change this perception and portray badminton as a competitive sport and have perhaps propelled it to become the second most popular sport in the country. But it lags behind as a consumer sport. Badminton is great fun to play, but it's also great fun to watch if it's done right. And that is what we want to help change with this league. We want to make badminton fun to watch. Another important objective for us is to create a platform for players to exhibit their talent and, more importantly, their personality. While state ranking, national ranking, and international tournaments provide an opportunity to showcase skill, they are very high-pressure affairs. When played in the context of a team, it has the capacity to trigger our collective imagination. Look no further than our Thomas Cup win. One only has to watch the finals of the Thomas Cup to know the colorful personalities we have in the Indian badminton team. Take Chirag's aggression, or Shrikant's passion, Lakshya's confidence, Pranoy's emotions, and Satvik's dancing skills. You don't see that in regular tournaments. Leagues bring out the person behind the player. Who we are comes first. What we do comes next. On that note, I'll stop here. Thank you all once again for being here.
Thank you, Prashant. Now, for the much-awaited event, we would now like to introduce and reveal all the teams in the first season. In no particular order, I will call each of the teams and the brand ambassadors to come up and unveil their jersey. Mulnad Falcons. Owned by Sanjay, Naren, Shashi, brand ambassador Chirag Shetty, jersey sponsored by Leaning. Bandipur Tuskers. Owned by Yashwant and Jwala Gutta, jersey sponsored by Leaning. Mysore Panthers. Owned by Shekhar Garissa, Paras Berawala, Arjun, Ashish, Vatsal, brand ambassador Satvik, jersey sponsored by 100. Kodagu Tigers. Owned by Ankit, brand ambassador Ashwini Ponnappa. Jersey sponsored by 100. KGF Wolves. Owned by Lomesh Kiran, brand ambassador HS Pranoy. Jersey sponsored by Leaning. Mangalore Sharks. Owned by Rajesh Raju, Dr. Sharan Patil, Sushima, Anup, Malana, Vivek, Alok, Achintya, Rajesh Kutnikar, Prajakta, Aryan, and Shrikant Kidambi. Jersey sponsored by Leaning. Bengaluru Lions. Owned by Shiv, Ravi, Nityanandan, Sharmila, and PV Sindhu. Jersey sponsored by Leaning. Mandya Bulls. Owned by Prashant Prakash, Nikhil Kamath, Vijay Kirgandur, brand ambassador Sai Praneeth, jersey sponsored by Leaning.
So I request some of our team owners to say a few words. Ankit?
Thanks, Prashant. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure meeting all the fellow team owners, and of course, I know some of us from the other things that we do in life, which is work in a professional setup. But once when Prashant reached out and asked about participation in this league, I was super excited. Not for just the reason that badminton is one of the best upcoming sports in the country, but also because the way in which he is building it. I'm sure Prashant has mentioned to all of you, it's the only NFT powered league in the country and also probably in the world. Of course, the Oracle founder Larry Ellison is building Sail GP, which is a Web3 powered league. But if this league is able to do what it's set out for, it'll be one of the largest NFT powered sports league in the world. And that's a great start for a sport like badminton, which of course in a professional circuit is doing extremely well at a global level. We've won almost all big accolades in the recent past, but also if the technology which we are promising to build around the sport comes out, it'll be truly path breaking. To be able to associate with all the players and all the fellow team owners, and of course Prashant and Arvind, it's a pleasure, and I'm extremely happy to be here, and I'm looking forward to a successful season. Thanks, and looking forward to working with you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Ankit. Those were some really kind words. Thank you. I'd like to call Rajesh to say a few words.
Good afternoon. It's it's amazing looking at some of the badminton stars that we have here today. First of all, I couldn't recognize Ricardo. I'm embarrassed. He's our brand ambassador. I couldn't recognize him. They look so young. They look younger than my son, which is and they are larger than life figures on TV. And Sindhu, I've seen her matches. Being a Hyderabadi, by the way, I've seen her train grow up right across the street from where I lived on the ISB road. And it's you always seen them on TV, and they're always so big and large and stars, and it's great to see all of you. Thank you for agreeing to be part of the efforts that Prashant and everyone is putting together to make this a great league. And like Ankit already said, it's amazing how sports and technology are coming together. And I think over the next decade or two, you're going to see enormous change in how technology is going to seep into sports and make it much more engaging. And what you see today, watching it on TV, is going to be way of the past. I think going forward, it's going to merge blockchain and NFT and keep fans engaged, rewarded, and intimately know the players that today, like I said, we all think you guys are some of these superhuman beings that we watch on TV, but just getting to know the players through technology is going to be possible, and the virtual world and the real live world, they're all going to merge, and I think it's a great first step towards that happening. But today, I'm glad to meet all the owners. I think it's a great start in helping badminton really take off. I think the Hyderabad academies really revolutionized badminton. I think this particular league, with the help of the technology, I think it's going to set down to a new frontier in taking not just badminton but Indian sports and other sports also to a different level using technology. So I'm glad to be here. Glad to see the league getting kick-started, and Prashant and team, it's a lot of hard work. I understand it's a lot of hard work, and I have other venture capitalists here. We understand what it takes for entrepreneurs to build something, and we're all here to support you, and hopefully we'll enjoy the journey along with you, and good luck with everything. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rajesh. I think this is a very, this is a story that not many people know, but in 2014, as a young entrepreneur, I met Rajesh in his office in Kalari Capital, and I pitched to him not one, but not two, but three ideas. And Rajesh looked at me like I was raving mad, and he was like, so what are you building? I told him, I have CEOs for each of these companies. And he was like, but what are you going to do? And then I told Rajesh, well, I want to do all three. And then Rajesh said something to me. He said, you know, if you think you're putting 100% of your effort into each one of these, remember that there are people who are working on one project and they're putting in 120% of your effort. It's impossible for you to put 100% of your effort into so many things. And he asked me to pick one, and I did pick one, and I went on to do something substantial with it. So Rajesh, that was perhaps the best advice that I've received in my career as an entrepreneur. Thank you so much. I owe you one. I'd like to ask Shekhar. He's the CEO of Monster.com, India. Shekhar.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks, Prashant and Arvind. I think we've been having conversations for a couple of months, and I cannot tell you how excited I am. Like Ankit said, we do whatever we do outside of this room, a bunch of things. But I think what brought all of us here into this room is our passion for sport. And my wife is here. She knows, probably identify with people in this room more than anybody else that I do because of passion for sport. So it's finally good to do something about it. And my partner Arjun is also here. Arjun, thanks for being part of this, and I wish you all the best, Prashant and Arvind. I know this has been a tough journey for you guys. I know how tough it is to pull off something like this, so kudos to you guys, and whatever we can do to support you in whatever form, not just as a team owner, more than happy to do. Satvik, thank you so much. I'm sure it's going to be fun, whatever our conversations have been over the past couple of days, and yeah, happy to be here, happy to support the league in any form possible, but more than anything today I'm having my fanboy moment. Thank you.
Thank you, Shekhar. I'd like to ask Lomesh, he's a partner at CAM, to speak a few words.
Good afternoon, everyone. Making a lawyer speak for few minutes is always a challenge, so I think you should set a timer. Prashant's association with me goes back to school. I've known him right from school days. In fact, he was my benchmate. And I wish he had shown me the photograph of Bruce Lee. I would have told him clearly that he's not a badminton player. So Prashant, very badly done. So Prashant turned out to be terrible at badminton and also terrible at karate. But he has turned out to be an excellent entrepreneur. And I'm very happy to see that he has put this league together. And I truly believe that when you have good people with good intention, I think great things can happen. And all of us here in this room today, as the speaker earlier also said, that we have a true passion for sport and we want to see badminton grow in the country. I mean, commercial motive aside, obviously commerce has to be there, money has to be pumped into sport. That's the only way sport will grow. But ultimately, your heart needs to be set in the right place. And even the people who have come in, I'm very happy to note that a lot of people who are part of CEO Club have all come in, because I do believe that these are all people who have the heart in the right place. And likewise, the other owners as well. And when a bunch of good people come together, I think sky is the limit insofar as what we can do. Thank you so much, Pranoy, for agreeing to be the brand ambassador of KGF Wolves. I'm the lone wolf in that. But not anymore. You're going to be an equal partner in that. And I just wish all the participants here and all the players here all the best for your future in your badminton. And all the league owners here, let's have some fun and let's do something unique. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Lomesh. Today I learned something new. Never invite your school friend to endorse you. Having said that, Lomesh, it was Jackie Chan, not Bruce Lee. So. I'd like to have Yashwant to say a few words.
Thanks, Prashant. Good afternoon. Just wanted to say, there are going to be 8 teams here. We're going to be fighting like mad on the field, but off the court, we're going to be one team. We have one mission of taking this to the grassroots as wide as possible. We, as a league, do not intend to create a million Sindhus, Ashwinis, and Jwalas, but we do intend to create a million youngsters who are as confident as each of you. That's our mission, and for that we are all together, all 8 teams are working together. Thank you very much. It's brilliant to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Yash. I'd like to ask Vamshi Krishna, he's the Superintendent of Police and IPS, to say a few words on this occasion. He's also a very, very avid badminton player and a supporter.
Thank you, Prashant. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm truly honored and delighted to be part of this event, to be called as one of the guests. And it was a very good AV. It was every logo, the background, so that gives the excitement from the start. So I'm very happy to see all the players. I come from Nellore district, Andhra Pradesh, where we see badminton. We have seen many players. I remember, I think, Sai Pranith playing in Nellore long days back. So I was also I thought of actually taking badminton as a career, but I couldn't take it because of academics. So I got into IPS. Before that, I was a dentist actually. So came to the service. But I actually encourage my policemen to play badminton, whatever the game, but badminton is close to my heart. So I got my kid also here to take some pics with the players. Though I will not rub on the career, the badminton career on her, but definitely sport is everything in the life, especially for the mental as well as physical fitness. So I made sure that my men will be playing some or the other game to create sport infrastructure in the districts and all. So thank you once again for inviting me. I have no words because I am seeing all the players. I was seeing them on TV. So immediately I couldn't say no, but my office is also very next to this hotel. So very excited to be with you, and I am very delighted to be called for this meeting. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vamsi. It's really interesting what you said about influence rubbing off. I've always believed that there are only ordinary people, no extraordinary people. There are ordinary people who do extraordinary things, and that's what makes them extraordinary. We're not born extraordinary, we are ordinary. So when you are around people who have done extraordinary things, you get inspired to do extraordinary things. Not every day can someone, save lives. Not every day can you jump in front of a moving train and save people, or firefight or whatever it is. But sport offers you an opportunity to do extraordinary things every day. So I'm sure there are many kids who would get influenced, and now that we have explicitly said all of them are badminton players, there will be no confusion, and they will not go into karate or anything like that. So maybe they'll do better than I did. I'd like to have our KBA president, Mr. Manoj Kumar, to say a few words.
Thank you, Prashant. Good morning, everybody. It's a great pleasure for us in Karnataka Badminton Association to be associated with GPBL. We hope the tournament goes on very well, the league goes on well. We have got a long association. We have done it for about 14 years, 12 years? 12, 11 plus 11. So 22 years we are all being associated with them. So we will give a lot of support to the league. I hope the league goes not only in Bangalore, let it go throughout the state also. Let it go to the district level so it can promote a lot of players in the district level and have an association with all the districts. And we want to take the game much more ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. I'd like to ask Sindhu. The event is not complete without Sindhu speaking.
A very good afternoon to everyone. It's a great pleasure to be here today. And firstly, I would like to congratulate each one of you here, because being here today and standing here in front of you, I think I congratulate Mr. Prashant and team, because I think you have come up with this unique thing and innovative thing which is encouraging a lot of them, and I wish and hope that this continues, and I'm sure that this will be a great success. And also, I would like to congratulate Karnataka Badminton Association for supporting the GPBL, and I wish this will inspire a lot of kids, a lot of youngsters, and I hope there will be many more players like all of us here, and some or the other day we will see all of them. And once again, I wish you all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sindhu. Shrikant, we need you to say a few words. It's not over until the fat lady sings.
A very good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I would really like to wish Prashant, Arvind, and everyone who's part of their team a very good luck for this league. And again, to all the team owners, I strongly believe that all of you are here because you all love sport. And that's a very strong beginning, I feel, for this league. And all of us players here, we will definitely do whatever we can to help this sport grow in India. We all been, all of us have been playing for the last 20 years, and we've seen the sport grow a lot. But there's still a lot of scope for the sport to grow. So we'll definitely do whatever we can. And once again, I would really like to congratulate my team owners, and and thank you for having me in your team. And again, I wish everyone, every team owner success, but probably a little more to my team. And again, thank you for giving me this opportunity here today, and all the best, Prashant, Arvind, and your team. Do well. I really hope this league becomes a huge success, and there'll be a lot more states, maybe we will see a lot more states do this in future, and I'm just very happy to be part of this beginning, and let's just make it a big success. Thank you.
Thanks, Shrikant. Sorry for calling you a fat lady. Thank you, everyone. I now request Arvind. Arvind's been my partner in crime for many, many, many years. I'm going to request him to say a few words, probably explaining about the format of the league.
Good morning, everyone. This is probably harder than playing, but I'll do my best. So when Prashant was, he lives abroad, right? We have always been discussing about badminton, and the one thing that we always wanted to do is bring some innovation in the sport. And we always felt on TV the sport is boring, and we wanted to bring a lot of innovation. And post my retirement in 2015, we decided to first start a badminton academy. And the one thing the parents always ask me after a certain years of badminton is, how do these players make money? There's only money being spent. Thank you. There's only money being spent, but where is the future? When do they start making money? And my regular answer is they have to make it to the Indian team. Until you make it to the Indian team, it's really not enough what we earn in badminton. And then we started to think that we should do a state league where there is, first of all, it's a team format. If you really see, we need team formats to come up. Because of PBL, which started a few years ago, we see a lot of team culture with all the players, especially in India, because we don't have a league system in India until the PBL started. And now with the Karnataka Badminton, with the league that is, which we have thought of, will again build some more team spirit and team building activities. And if you see, that's one way that India can, win in events like Thomas Cup and Sudhirman Cup. When we won in Raptors in 2019, Srikanth was our captain there. And I remember being coach of the team, and he did such a spectacular job as a captain. That was the first time he won 6-on-6, and then he maintained that in Thomas Cup. So I feel somewhere that experience has helped Srikanth lead the team well. Without that, I think it's impossible to do well in the team events. So this is one reason why we have thought of this league. And of course, the players at the state level can earn decent amount of money to help them support their sport. Otherwise, they have to play up to the international level to start earning well. I would like to thank the team owners personally, because without you and showing the interest that you're actually showing, and the advice that we are getting is almost impossible to do with. Thank you, brand ambassadors, Sindhu, Srikanth, Sai, Jwala, Pranoy, Satvik, Chirag, and last but not the least, Golden Girl of Karnataka, Ashwini. Thank you, all of you, for being here. I also have to acknowledge Vimal sir, who's in the crowd. He's been my coach for 15 years. He went on to, he was my coach in Prakash Padukone Academy. Prakash sir was supposed to come, but of course, he could not make it. Thank you, sir, for supporting us, and also, for everything that you do in badminton, along with Prakash sir. Thank you, KBA, for supporting. I know the last 2 years to sign the deal was not easy. You had to go through a lot of, discussions. Rajesh and Manoj sir, thank you for that. Now I'll come to the format very quickly. We have men's singles, women's singles, mixed doubles, and men double. And the last one will be what we call the super match. The super match is a format where there will be 3 events coming together like a tag team and totaling 21 points. And at the moment, we've thought of men's singles, men's doubles, and triples, which will come in, which, we'll introduce the girl there as a mixed in the triples. And that's the super match, which is the 5th match. And in the games format, it will be 15 into 3 with at 14 all is a 1-point sudden death deciding the winner. And a couple of interesting things that we want to do is we want to do something called a golden point, which is a player chooses that a particular point is a golden point, and if he wins that, he wins 2 points instead of 1. And if he loses it, of course, his opponent gets 2 points and not just the 1 point. That is a new thing that we want to introduce, so that there is some engagement with the spectators. And the other thing is we are thinking of not having the dugout system. We want the players to sit right next to the cheering, the teammates right right next to the player so that they can cheer right from the bench like an NBA style to see if that can also, we believe that that will make it more entertaining. And of course, all the other rules of badminton is obviously followed. Hope I've not missed out anything. Yeah. So thank you, and I think I'm done. Yeah.
No, Arvind, you're not done. You're done when the league is over. I think one of the things that you missed out was we have the trump match, which is basically you get to pick any one match as your trump match. And if you happen to win that, you get an additional point. And if you happen to lose that, you lose a point. You go -1. One of the reasons why we've added the super match as a concept is because in PBL we noticed that only the 4, 5 or 6 players keep playing. Even though we have a squad of 10 people, not everybody gets an opportunity to play. So we figured out that the best way to do this is to create a format which shows how fast badminton is as a sport. And so what we've done is the super match format would work this way. The first 7 points will be played by men's singles. And then when one of the team reaches 7, they tag in a partner, and then it becomes doubles. And both sides, it's a doubles match. And then when it becomes 14 points, they tag in a partner, and then it becomes triples. And whoever reaches 21 first wins. So now what's exciting about the super match is that the super match is actually 3 points. So even if a team happens to lose the first 3 matches, if you win the super match, it becomes equal. So you fight until the last minute, which is basically the true it's in the true spirit of the sport. Right? So we're very excited. Apart from the technological innovations that we're doing, we're also trying to make the sport really exciting and fun to watch. Hopefully it will be that, and if not, we live to learn. So I want to open the floor to the media team for any questions to the team owners and the players. Thank you so much for being here. A lot of them are here today despite their other engagements, really showing that badminton is probably as important as the other sports, if not more. Thank you so much for all of you. I'd like to open the floor for any questions that the media team has for any players or for the team owners. No questions? Just okay. So thank you, Prashant. So actually, when we first started talking about the league, and I started talking to everyone, it was just another sporting event. Like, it's just another league. Okay, it's a state league. So as I was thinking about how we can actually differentiate the league, one of the things that occurred to me was that there are 2 ways that sports teams are owned today in the world. One is the really, really rich people. It's the kind of people who own yachts or, private planes or whatever it is. They own sports teams. Basically, if you have a lot of money, you own a sports team. And you don't know how to spend the money, of course. So, you own a sports team. And then, what that does is it basically creates a culture of guarding things. It says that you are there and I am here. You watch, I perform. You cheer and I benefit. So it creates this thing of, a distinct separation. And, we all know, everyone in the world knows that what makes a sport successful are the fans, the players, people who live and breathe the sport. So this is one model. Let's put that aside. That's the IPL model, where it costs you like $1 billion to own an IPL team. But then there is another model, which I think is the future of sport. Maybe not for cricket, or maybe it is for cricket, I don't know. But there's another model for sport, which is one where you engage the fan, one where you engage every single person who feels like they have a say in the sport. And this is really interesting because all of us at some point of time in our lives have watched a match and said, I want that team to win. I clearly remember when India used to play cricket, even if I had to go to the bathroom, I would just cross my legs and sit over there thinking that if I got up from this seat, somebody would get out and we would lose. And I'm sure we've all done that at some point in time. God knows I've done that for Sindhu's matches. So when we are that invested in the team, why can't in a sport? Why can't I have a say in the sport? Why can't I have a say in a team that I cheer for, right? So that's why we've created this alternate or path where every fan, every person who loves the sport can be a part of it, can have a say. Now, how do you do this? So the way we've created this is we've leveraged blockchain as a technology. Every team owner owns an NFT, and when you own an NFT, it's on the blockchain, so it's irrefutable, it's there forever, and it says that you own the team. And every team owner gets to decide how many NFTs they want to release per season to invite fans to have a say in the team. So fans can own a small portion of the team, and they get privileges. So the biggest thing that we have realized is that instead of ownership, it's basically a membership. It's like a privilege. So fans can say, fans can vote on what jersey the team has to wear. Fans can vote on what strategy the team should bet on. Fans can vote on which player should be part of the team, and so on and so forth. So this way what happens is we overcome the chasm that is there. We bridge the divide that is there between what is traditionally perceived as an owner and a fan. A fan is truly the real owner of the sport. So that's what we're doing with the NFTs. The other thing that we're doing with the NFTs is we're creating NFTs for each of the players, and all of their performances go on the blockchain. So at any point in time, anyone who has their NFT can look at the history of the player, and it's there for everyone to see. We've had a lot of problem in PBL because we don't know what your track record is, who has played in which season, how many matches they've won, and so on and so forth. So by putting things on the NFT, we have all of the track record. And perhaps last but not the least, considering that this is a state league, one of the things that we want to accomplish with this is that we want to create a mechanism for state and junior players to actually get funded through friends and family. But usually when you go and ask someone, hey, please support me, I want to go play an international tournament, people generally, the perception is, oh, you're going for a foreign trip. Okay. And then you're going to go and play. Okay. No, I don't want to fund you. So people think that you're going to waste money, but you truly cannot perform unless you have exposure. And I'm sure Vimal sir can vouch for that the more players get an opportunity to go and play with other international athletes in different locations, that's when they get the real opportunity. And I'm sure everyone who's sitting over here in the front row will vouch for that as well. So we want to give these players the opportunity. So we create player NFTs, and players can sell these NFTs to their friends, their family, to their supporters to actually raise money. And at some point in time, if this player actually turns out to become a world champion, the NFT accrues in value. So if we did have blockchain back then, I would have bet on every single one of them, and I would have been a billionaire today. But that's the story for another day. So that's some of the innovation that we're doing from a technology perspective. I'm sure we will have a lot of things to learn, and there will be a lot of pivots and experiments we'll have to run. And I'm hoping that this is a good starting point for us to do so. And with that said, we have the most important event of the day, which is basically unveiling the trophy. I'd like to invite the KBA President Manoj Kumar, PV Sindhu, Mr. Devraj, and Prashant Prakash sir to help unveil the trophy. And I'd like to invite all of the team owners to come as well for the trophy. Vimal sir, please sir.
bitches.